As this year has progressed, so many truths have revealed themselves here in this year, and this is the best time to actually think about the next year. So one thing that we love to do at Funnel Gorgeous is kind of take stock of everything that's gone on this year. Of course, we're kind of doing that as we go during the year and saying this worked, this didn't work, but overall we want to get a better picture of the things we want to bring into 2023 and the things we want to leave behind in 2022, or maybe new things that we want to try. I am Kathy Olson of Funnel Gorgeous, and in today's video I'm going to share with you 5 things that you should take with you into 2023, or just make sure you get finished by the end of 2023 to make the best possible year ever. The first thing you're going to want to do is to write down some yearly goals. I suggest at least 3 yearly goals. You don't want to do too many because you want to make sure it is doable to get them completed by the end of the year. So one of the things that some friends and I do is we do these like resolutions, basically we call them, in the beginning of the year, but they are yearly resolutions, and we usually have, 3 or 4. And what happens is our friend will actually email them to us every just once a while, kind of quarterly, right? And the cool thing is that we tend to forget what these goals were, and it's kind of the problem with New Year's resolutions, right? Is you already kind of forget that you had these resolutions. But the cool thing is she kind of keeps us accountable by just sending them out. She doesn't have anything to say, and then we write back and we kind of say, how have these goals gone? Like, what's happened? And so I think this is a really cool idea, and I love to see it because it reminds me of what I was thinking basically in the beginning of, the following year. But not everybody has friends that are this dedicated to keeping up this email going. So I thought of a more automated way to do this basically with yourself. And it is through something called Future Me. I've used this for tons of years now. It's really cool to look back on. But basically what it does is it emails you in the future. You write a private email from yourself to yourself in the future, and then it sends it out to you. So what I would suggest kind of in this idea is creating those 3 yearly goals and then actually setting up Future Me emails to send to you maybe once a quarter or something like that, however often you think you need to hear it. You can check that out at futureme.org. I have no affiliate link whatsoever. I just wanted to share that with you because it's really cool. The second thing that all entrepreneurs should do over the next year is invest in yourself through acquiring a new skill. So this could be like a micro skill that's just like a part of something that you already know, or it could be up leveling an old skill. That's fine too. But the only investment that is never a bad one is actually in yourself. This could be a monetary investment, or it could just be a time investment, whether you're taking a class or you're attending an event or something like that. But adding value to yourself in acquiring a new skill, it's also really fun, and it helps break things up so you don't get burned out throughout the year, and it just makes life a little fun. So whether this is business related or not, just some kind of skill. Although we do have tons of courses that would help you with those skills. Namely, FG Society is I think the biggest one that I can think of, where we actually train you in 3 things: offer, copy, and design. Those are skills that will make you triple threats in marketing and will return dividends over and over and over again in the future. And if you did want to check that out, check the link in the bio, funnelgorgeoussociety.com, if that sounds like something that would help you out in 2023. Otherwise, figure out what you are going to invest in, what skill you're going to learn or get better at, and make sure you write that down in your goals. The third thing is to get out and start networking and meeting people. Now, this does not have to be in person, although I have lots of success stories of being in person and meeting people in person, and it being a game changer for my business, just kind of a catalyst moment. So I'm a huge fan of going to in-person networking things. I'm actually heading to a little small event. It's like a girls week where it's a masterminding kind of thing where we're just sort of hanging out with other entrepreneurs and just kind of in our PJs and getting real. We have no plans whatsoever, but I am meeting some new people and I'm super excited for that. So if it's just something small like that where you're getting together with a group of 4 or 5 people, or you're going to a bigger event, of course I go to bigger events all the time, as well as we have our Marketer's Heart event once a year, where it is a bigger event. It's usually around 150 people. These events are just really important. So again, they could be in person, but there's also another way that we do this through virtual, through kind of online. And that is, could be like a coffee chat where you actually chat with someone virtual, get to know them virtual, or it could be a group. Basically what I'm going to be doing next week, but in just a virtual format. Or the best way that I like, and I would say do this for sure, no matter if you do any of the other options, definitely do this one in addition, is actually connecting with other people online through comments and engaging with their content. Sharing their content, just responding, asking questions. Even if you don't know them, that's totally okay. But if you want to get to know someone, interacting with their content is one of the best ways. And another little side tip, if you're trying to get the attention of someone or you're wanting to network with someone that is a larger influencer, I would say try to find them on a smaller platform, or maybe something that's brand new. Like, for example, if they are huge on IG but just joined TikTok, head over to TikTok and engage with them there. Or vice versa, if they're huge on TikTok but they just joined IG, maybe go talk to them on IG or whatever kind of social platform they're kind of just starting out on. You're gonna get seen faster and easier, and you kind of can connect faster. I've actually done this several times with people and connected with them on TikTok, and I got to know them a lot faster than I would have if it was over on Instagram. Number 4 is long-term investment goals. And so I'm actually talking about literal investments, money investments, and kind of wealth management and wealth planning. So if you haven't thought about retirement, that's totally fine, but the best stage to start on things like this is today, like literally today. So as soon as you possibly can. There is a principle of compounding interest, and so the sooner that you can start, the better. We actually do have a course on this called Future Fund. If you go to futurefundme.com, or the link is in the bio, you can check that out. But it is all about kind of planning your future, starting now, starting little things today. It's not necessarily like about budgeting or saving money. It's actually about creating wealth and making sure you're putting money in the right places for later on, so that you can start to build this wealth for the future. It's something really important, something that is really important to us at Funnel Gorgeous, but also personally, both Julie and I have wealth plans to take care of ourselves and our families in the future. And the 5th and last thing that I've got for you today to make sure that you do in 2023 is get inspired and take care of yourself. So this is kind of where I talk about self-care. This is actually one of my biggest goals for 2023. I'm right alongside you, but I really want to be more healthy, get more healthy, kind of start to think about my self-care. I find that as entrepreneurs, the first part of our business is we're really just growing. And once the snowball kind of gets like big enough, we start to really dive into our work and forget that we are humans and that we need taking care of. It's like this stage of health, and I've seen it happen with lots of other entrepreneurs where, you know, at first you're kind of half-halving, and then as your business starts to take off, you start to push all of yourself into your business because it is doing so well, and you are starting to scale and things are starting to work and happen, and you're kind of working longer and you're thinking more about your business, and so more of yourself goes in there. And then I start to see, once the businesses get to a certain stage, they start growing so much or scaling so much or bringing people on, that the owner, CEO, whatever, can start to take some time off and take a step back. And this is when usually we're like, okay, we need to really prioritize our health at this point. We need to be able to be around for a while. And so it becomes less of a kind of a survival instinct as far as like working in the business. It becomes more of like, okay, cool, business is working, I can chill out now, I can kind of relax a little bit. And that's when people are like, okay, I really need to start thinking about my health again. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. Our business is doing really like well, everything's kind of just stabilized for the most part. We are looking to stabilize even more in 2023, but now is the time to start thinking about my health again and not so much about work. I wanted to share that with you in case you're in a similar situation. But your health is not only your body, and so that can be one thing, but just being inspired as a human, as a person, and taking care of yourself so that you're actively combating burnout, right? The idea is that if we don't do anything, we're kind of always headed towards burnout, and so we want to make sure that we're actively combating that with things that we love, getting inspired, going out, taking walks, or even maybe vacations, hanging out with your friends, whatever it is that gets you inspired and excited. Maybe it is hanging out with your community or connecting with your community so that you understand like the why you're doing it and you're really connecting on a deeper level. So these 5 steps are just some of the things that we've learned over 2022 that we're going to be kind of bringing over into 2023 to make sure it's the best year yet. But we're not the only ones that have done this. We have 4 entrepreneurs that did the exact same thing, and you can check out their videos below. And thank you so much for coming. Until next time, have a great rest of 2022 and great start to 2023. We'll see you on the next video.